Hi Aries, welcome to your end of March 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Serena here. So happy birthday to those people, those Aries people in the first 10 degrees of Aries who will be having their birthday at the end of March. Oops, this thing keeps coming out. Let me try to do this. Oops, these stuck together. I'm gonna put them, I can't choose one over the other, so. I was saying I just did Pisces reading, and I was saying how many pentacles I've been getting lately. And, that is very practical and dealing with, earthy types of issues, just kind of like finances, work-related issues, health, and things like that. So, it might just be what we're all going through to some degree or the other, I guess. The heart of the matter is the Eight of Pentacles, and you can see the person who's hard at work. This is a card of somebody who is going through some training, or what do they call that? I'm always like forgetting this word, or like internship type of a thing, an apprenticeship. But it can simply be doing well, very well financially, and just being hard at work. If it's a relationship issue, because I try to cover all the bases, I look at the past position here, and I have the Page of Cups, and this is a card connected to Pisces, but also to that type of demeanor of a person who is very innocent, who is very trusting of others, and as a result, they can experience betrayal and deception because they don't trust. And so in that case, that changes it quite a bit, and it makes it that the person is trying to keep a relationship going based on a sense of maybe being in denial. I mean, it's, yeah, because I mean, I'll get to the Ace of Swords in a minute, but something along those lines, like they're not seeing things, or they choose not to see things as they really are. So they're just kind of doubling down and trying to make a relationship work that is not really working. And as the spiritual message, this is a card that really goes along with this idea of, having to make a choice that you don't allow your emotions to come in between you and that choice. And so it's like kind of steeling yourself for having to make a decision that is based on pure logic and not... And that almost suggests to me like that someone may be manipulating the situation and trying to tug at your heartstrings. So whether the Page of Cups is you, or whether it's the other party who is kind of immature and manipulative, and they don't know how to get their needs met without, manipulating other people, guilting them, making them feel sorry for them. It doesn't really matter. The point is that you can see that this is not working, and you're having to make that final call on it. And what crosses you is the Ace of Swords. Now, when the Ace of Swords in the upright position, I'm reading this as a reversed card because that's the challenging position for this particular card. I didn't draw it as a reverse card, but I'm reading it as one. Is that in the upright position, the Ace of Swords would be speaking about, being able to move forward and feeling like you have, won something because you have seen the truth of a situation. So, in other words, a lot of times a person can't really do things and kind of change their life or move in a new direction because they're still caught up in a relationship that isn't working, a job that is taking its toll, and so they feel like they're stuck. And with the Ace of Swords, there's like forward movement, especially talking about attitudes, because the swords relate to, your beliefs and the things that you're communicating. But it's like you can't start something new because you're still something is still not resolved, perhaps. And really, this can be within yourself where you're in denial. And so you're not seeing the light. You're not seeing the truth. And another possibility is something to do with children, because with the Page of Cups, this could be a child, especially a sensitive child. And maybe you have somebody in mind who happens to be of the air element, and that relationship cannot get off the ground, for whatever reason. It could be on the other person's end as well. So the 3 air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And air signs are very compatible with you. So definitely this may be something, and you're working very hard to make it work, or just even in the workplace that you're just building your life. Maybe you have a child that you feel that you have to support, and that motivates you. But then on the other hand, you're feeling like something is not, you're not seeing the realistic angle of, because when I talk about what's coming in or the advice, we have 2 cards here that connect to the 4 of Wands connects to domestic bliss, you could say, a new home, a new a happy home environment. But when I picked it, it was stuck to the Moon card, which can be about deception, which can be about denial, lying to oneself. So what I'm saying here is that if there is some, like let's say you're already coupled with somebody, maybe married even, and you work really hard, you may be like kind of missing some signs. Perhaps on some level you feel like there's a disconnect. You feel like something isn't quite right, but you just don't know how to, perceive it, because perhaps you're very involved in your career and you're doing very well. You're making a lot of money. Maybe you feel successful, but your home life is suffering. And it takes the ability to look at what is going on. But, it's always possible that the other person is creating that deception with their own words and deeds. So it's up to you to look at things very clearly. And actually, it's interesting because I have already done the April astrology readings, and there is going to be a full moon in the first week of April in Libra, your opposite sign. So it'll be the 7th house of committed partnership. So that can sometimes be like with the moon, just the timing of seeing the status of your marriage or committed partnership as it really is, not how you want it to be. If it's something that's not as rosy as a picture as you're painting. Now you can see, if you're too busy working, you may have a hard time seeing all the disconnect that's going on, and so you have to be able to be prepared. If you're looking for a happy home life, and maybe you're not even connected to anybody right now. You have to take into account how much you're working, that you can't do it all, and that you have to allot time for your private life. So the outcome card that I got was the Three of Pentacles. And this is, you know, the Page of Cups, I mean, I could even see perhaps, I don't know if specifically the Page of Cups connects with conceiving a child. I know that the Ace of Cups may be something like that. About the Three of Pentacles can be that as well, as, you know, expecting a child, maybe being pregnant. The Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork in the office place. So, for instance, you know, if you're somebody who is trying to get ahead professionally, and you feel the sense of like it's not happening for whatever reason, maybe you were a little bit naive because the promises that were made to you were very vague, and you just assumed that if you did a good job it would be enough. The Three of Pentacles to me is about working productively with others. Aries is a sign that is very independent and very, you know, you're very autonomous. You don't necessarily need, or maybe don't even want to work with others, but perhaps that is something that will get you what you're looking for. If you can cooperate and you can kind of like include others, that you'll be more successful. If this is related to a personal relationship, it could either suggest a pregnancy, a child being born, maybe there is something up in the air about if you were like trying to buy a home. But I think that it will be successful because the number 3 is a number of abundance. So I think that it's saying that you are going to be successful in being able to make this happen. So yeah, I mean, I think that overall this is a really good reading. I hope that you enjoyed this, Aries. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.